Hi, this is Ben Wilson back with another video tip for your real estate tool belt from the Real Estate Success Coach. Today's tip is about hiring your first virtual assistant. Okay, here's what we're going to cover real quick. The different types of VAs that we use in our business, the process of hiring a VA, and we'll have a quick demo for you. Training your virtual assistant, probably the most important part of the process, and where to go for more help if you'd like some assistance with the hiring and training of your VAs. We've got some ideas to share with you on that topic. Okay, first, the types of VAs that we use in our business. If you're not familiar with what we do traditional wholesaling. We also do cooperative lease options or flipping lease options, and we do quick turn leasing as well. So we have different needs for VAs, and I don't like to spend money that I don't have to, so I try to align the work that the VA is going to do with an appropriate rate. So typically we have data entry type VAs or people that are doing stuff on Craigslist for us that we pay roughly $1 an hour. We have other VAs that we pay a little bit more, usually in the $2 to $3 an hour range. They're the ones that are actually talking to sellers, so they have to have real good English, good communication skills. Most of the VAs, if not all the VAs that you're going to hire, will be from the Philippines, so you definitely need to screen and make sure they have good English communication skills. And we'll talk more about that in the video tip on training your VAs. Another important point is don't think you have to have 40 hours worth of work for your VAs. We don't have any VAs actually that put in that many hours for us. I'd rather have multiple VAs doing specific things. That way, for two reasons. One, I can better align the work they're doing with the rate I'm paying. I don't want to hire just one VA to make phone calls and do everything, because then I'm going to end up paying them all, $3 an hour when maybe half the work they do is $1 an hour work. The other reason is you're going to have to you're going to have VAs quit on you, or you're going to have to fire VAs, and you don't want to have a VA quit on you. If they're your only VA, then you're out of business. So I like to have multiple VAs working for me. Some may only work 10, 15 hours a piece, and when you're just starting out, that's all you need. So when you hire them, you make that clear that they're only going to be working 10 or so hours a week. If you let them know up front, that's no big deal. You can always increase it and go from there. We also have VAs that work for us on special projects. You may have that down the road, but primarily I think you're going to be focused on the first two. The process of hiring VAs. We use oDesk, oDesk.com, and we do that for a couple of big reasons. One, we've been using them for years. The first place most people go. Some people think it's better to work one-on-one direct with a VA. Again, I'm working with multiple VAs. I don't want to have to, keep track of a bunch of different VAs. oDesk does that for me quickly and easily. I pay oDesk. oDesk pays the VA, so I don't get involved in any of the payment issues with them or any sort of tax filings, any of that kind of stuff. oDesk also has a very nice work diary. It's a series of screenshots when they're logged into you doing work for you. oDesk gets a screenshot of their computer screen while they're working for you, like every 10 minutes, and so you can kind of monitor. I don't monitor that much, but when I've got a VA just starting out, I like to kind of keep an eye on them, make sure that they're, number one, doing my work, and also for training purposes, it kind of points out maybe where they're struggling a little bit or where they're getting stuck if they're spending a little too much time in one particular area of the project. So I always suggest oDesk. I just think it's the best way to go. The process: set up an account, you post a job description just like you would in the real world. People apply to your job just again like would occur in a real world situation. You can have interviews, and obviously I need to learn how to spell. Get a VA to help me learn how to spell. And then you hire them, and you're off and running, and we'll show you real quick how to do that. Okay. We're not going to touch upon training VAs too much in this video. I just want to point out here that it's probably the most important part. Not probably, it is the most important part. Hiring is easy. Training is what you need to kind of think of yourself as. You're a manager and a trainer of VAs, so you want to automate the process with videos and written instructions. We can help you out with that. We work with all of our coaching students to help them hire and train their VAs, but you create videos with screenshots very similar to this video that I'm preparing for you. You would do something similar where you would show them the work that you want done via video. The reason you want to automate it is you're going to go through multiple VAs. You're going to have VAs quit on you. You're going to have VAs that don't work out. So don't pin your hopes on one VA and you spend a lot of time with just that one VA. Your first few VAs, you're going to spend some time preparing the training, but make sure that you write it out or videotape or video record the screenshots so that when that VA quits, as they inevitably will, you have a tool that you can train, that just bring the next one, hire the next one, and get them trained. So we'll put together some future video tips on training VAs. Okay, let's jump over to oDesk and show you how that works. Okay, when you're at the oDesk screen, I'm assuming you do not currently have an account with oDesk, and you just click on sign up. I need a contractor you are looking to hire. So creating a free account is just a matter of filling out the screen, giving your first name, last name, email, usual stuff, nothing magical there, and you just go through that process of creating an account. Once you have an account, okay, so I've got my account set up. They'll do a little email verification. You don't have to enter a payment at this point, but you can. Payments are credit card. They also take PayPal, but you don't need to enter a payment to set up your first job. So going to post a job for free. Click on that. And I'm assuming most people, when they're just starting out, are going to want somebody in the data entry area. That's really a good place to get your feet wet with oDesk, and to get your first VA. It's lower cost, easier to train. To hire and train the VA that's going to be making phone calls for you, just a little more involved. So probably good to cut your teeth on hiring a data entry person to maybe get stuff off Craigslist, to look in the public record for divorce listings, probate listings, eviction listings. If you're familiar with our video tips, you know those are 3 lists that we like to use, and for most people, or many people anyways, a lot of that stuff's online. So VA is a great source for you, or to have do that work for you. So definitely want to consider that. So I always want to look in the customer service area. I don't like to put sales and marketing and virtual assistants. I don't like to use those terms when I hire, because the first thing you're going to get is you're going to get people $3, $4, $5, $6, $8, $10 an hour when you hire using those terms. So I always like to hire customer service. Subcategory is customer service is one. Let me see. I think there's another one administrative support. Administrative support for data entry people, because there you go, data entry. That's what I was looking for. And then customer service could be when you're hiring somebody to actually make phone calls for you. Job title, I usually just use something like data entry. And that's just a real good indication of the type of work that they're going to do. I'll give you this description. This is a common description. Look down in the YouTube description box, and I will give you the description I use when I hire. We're looking for someone to do an internet search and enter the results of the search in a Google Docs spreadsheet. Need to be fast and accurate. This is a one-time project, but could lead to ongoing work. I always say that. I want people to think they've got to work for us, and once they work for us, there'll be more work for us. I don't like to hire and have them think it's open-ended, because if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. It's easier to move on. I think they try a little harder if they know that they've got an opportunity for a longer-term gig, as opposed to just already assuming that going in. For skills required, data entry, I usually put like Google Docs, they got to have internet, they got to kind of understand the internet, have internet skills. So not a lot. I don't necessarily put a ton of stuff in there. But I mean, you can add more things if you want to do more things. I always pay them by the hour. The first two, if you're referring back to the screen, the types of VAs that we use, these first two I always pay by the hour. Special projects, they might be on a fixed fee basis, but for the types of VAs I think you're going to be interested in, you definitely want to pay by the hour. Estimated duration, I put what do I put? It depends. If I typically put 1 to 3 months, just because I know it's going to go that long. If you're not sure, if you honestly don't know if it's something you're going to continue, you just want to try it out, I'd put less than a month. I mean, I like to let the people know, kind of what they're getting into. But I always say, if they do a good job, it could lead to more work, and that's true. Estimated workload, again, for someone that just starting out, I would suggest less than 10 hours a week. And a lot of our VAs, we start them at less than 10 hours a week. I want them to get used to us, and I want to get used to them. So I tell them it can easily grow to 20, 30 hours a week, but starting out, plan on 10. I typically try to get independent, but I usually do. Independent is my preference, but I'll look at agents, and I guess that's just asking for a preference. Job visibility, you wanted to make it public, and you want it to be in search engine. At least that's what I always have. I don't ever do the advanced options. Unless the advanced options I look at if I'm hiring for a project. But that's pretty much all we need to do. So then you click on Post a Job. And that's all there is to it. They'll give you some suggestions. Don't worry about that. What'll happen is over time, these applicants will start coming in, and you'll be able to see their background. You can send them a message, and we'll kind of get more into the training part on the next video tip. But basically, you select someone that fits your price range. And again, I shoot for $1 an hour, roughly $1 an hour, maybe even a little bit less, 75, 80 cents. And you pick people that'll pay, that are looking for jobs in that pay range, and you can send them a message. You can interview them over the just messaging back and forth. If you are hiring someone to actually make phone calls, I encourage you to get on Skype to do your interviews and talk to them, because that's how else are you going to know. In fact, what we do to hire VAs that are going to talk to sellers is I'll send them a message and I'll have them call my voicemail and just read something. I'll give them something to read into the voicemail, kind of like what they would normally say. Hi, this is Sarah from Mac Property Solutions. You responded to a postcard that we sent out, and I'm calling you back to see if I can get a little more information to see if we can help you sell your house. So I might have them leave that kind of a message just so I can get a quick snapshot or glimpse at their communication skills as part of the interviewing process. Okay, obviously I paused the video there. I've got some responses, so I thought I'd go through the process that we use to figure out who we're going to hire. So it's been, you can see it was posted 42 minutes ago. I've already got, actually that's kind of slow. I would have expected more by now, but nevertheless, we've got some responses. They will continue to come in, and you'll get email messages. So once you get a bunch, you want to go and just make the job posting private, and that'll stop the responses from coming in. So you can see we've got several people there. You can look real quickly and see the price range. $6.67, $1, $3.33, $1.11, $1.11. So you'll get all kinds of price ranges. What I typically do is I just kind of scan them real quick for the rate that I want to pay, because I know kind of what I should be paying. Here's one. I'm excellent at searching, have good knowledge of Google Docs. He's got Excel, that's good. Now, he's also got feedback. I always look for feedback. Ideally, I don't want to be their first. I don't have to train them on oDesk. So I like somebody that has, done some work before. This guy's got 435 hours, feedback of 5. He's taken some tests. Those are all things that I like to see. because I want somebody that, like I said, I don't have to train them. They've got some hours, they've got some good feedback. The rate is pretty close. I typically like to start a little below $1 so that once I bring them on, maybe after they've done a little bit of work, I can bump them to $1, but that's okay. I mean, it's not the end of the world. This guy has been working. This is another thing I look at, see what they've been doing. They've been doing some web research, data entry, got 39 hours at the current rate. That's one of the things I look at. I don't want to see somebody that's used to making $5 an hour and they've quoted $1 an hour on my job just to get the job. So this is somebody that's been working at $1.11. You know, they actually make excuse me, $1 an hour. oDesk takes the 11 cents in this case. So they're working at the rate that they want to work for me at. I like that a lot. He's taken the basic English skills test, 2.9 out of 5. That's actually pretty good. English spelling test, 3.9 out of 5. This person actually looks pretty good. He's got some Excel, so he can do, you know, he understands spreadsheets. He would be someone that I would definitely want to at least contact, and I might even give him a try. And with data entry people, again, since we've said it's a short-term project, less than 10 hours a week, we might have them do some work. We might have them work for us for 10 hours before we make any sort of commitment as to whether or not you know, they were going to continue on. So we might just hire them. Or another option, if you want, is you could, you know, just get a little dialogue going, send them a message, thanks for your response. You know, we got a number of entries, you know, to narrow things down a little, answer a couple questions. You know, are you working for oDesk clients right now? Obviously, you can see you can, but you just want to get a little dialogue going, see how the communication is going to work. How quickly can you start? What hours can you commit to working each day? Real quick, that brings me to the concept of, you know, what hours during the day do you want somebody to work? Ideally, or not ideally, practically, if they're going to be making phone calls for you, they can't do it in the middle of the night, which would be their daytime hours. So you need someone that's willing to work during U.S. business hours. Now, most VAs understand that. Most VAs that work for companies or people in the U.S. know that they have to work business hours in the U.S. For data entry, that's not necessarily the case. My data entry people, I tell them they can work anytime they want, but if they get stuck and have questions, they need to realize I'm only going to be available during U.S. business hours to answer questions. So it just depends, but I like to at least know. I want them to commit to a number of hours, and if I've said it's less than 10, that's fine. They don't have to commit to more than 10, but I'd like to know that they're going to be on 2 hours every day or an hour every day, Monday through Friday. I typically don't want someone that's just going to work, you know, 1 or 2 days a week. I want someone that'll do a little bit every day, just because I need that consistent flow of leads and information usually. So I might send that message and get a little dialogue going. But, you know, this guy, like I said, he looks pretty good. I might just go ahead and hire him. And I'm not going to do it because I don't need a VA right now, although I may keep his name handy. But I just click on hire now, and it'll just send them a message. You'll get to choose the rate. I would hire him at his rate. That seems reasonable to me. And it just sends them a message. You agree to pay them, and you set a limit. That's important. You set a limit to the number of hours. I might start this guy off at 5 hours a week. Just say I'm not going to pay him any more than 5 hours per week, and until he proves himself, and then I can increase it from there. So you're not making any kind of huge financial commitment here. You limit yourself to 5 hours a week. You know, you've got potential cost of $5, and you start working with the person, and you'll have to train them, and that's going to be the subject for another video tip, because this one has definitely run long. So I just want to thank you for watching the video tip from The Real Estate Success Coach. If you aren't already a subscriber to our videos, please take a minute to do so that you don't miss any of our future videos. If you have any questions or would like some help, just drop me an email at ben@affordablerealestatecoaching.com or stop by our website at affordablerealestatecoaching.com. We provide customized one-on-one real estate coaching services designed to get you to take the daily, consistent actions essential to your success as a real estate investor. And we would love to help you. Just drop me an email if you'd like a free coaching session. Thanks. Have a great day.